What do you think about the heritage experiential schools, Chris? And what are your views on experiential learning?
Well, I think that the absolute key that I've learnt about the schools is that they are true to what it says on the tin, that experiential learning is at their heart, and that is so important. Learning through doing, learning rather than rote learning, learning by understanding, and that's learning that's embedded, that's learning that will last. It's not learning something for the test that 48 hours you've forgotten. It's something that actually stays with you because you have learnt it yourself. Through the help of a good teacher, you have learnt it. You have not necessarily been taught it, you've been showed how to learn something. And so the experiential learning is fantastic, and I love that, and I've seen it done brilliantly. The community is also very clear. The fact that these are schools which have a genuine holistic belief in the education of the whole child, and the care for the whole child, not just education from the neck up, but the whole person. So I've really enjoyed getting to know these schools, and I look forward to working with them.
Wonderful. Looking forward, Chris. We are very excited to have you with us. You emphasize education for life, balancing academic rigor with character development. How will this principle inform your role here at Heritage Experiential Schools?
Education for life was a principle which I first articulated around a story. And it's a story of 3 generations of one family, the grandparents and the parents and the child. And it's the last day of school, graduation day for that child. But his father went to the same school. And so the headmaster walks up and asks, this must be a very proud day for you. How do you think this education has turned out for your child? But before the father can answer, the grandmother jumps in and looks at her own 50-year-old son and says, oh, it's far too soon to say. Because the principle is that education is about learning things that have value for the rest of your life. Yes, there's an important day when you get your exam results. Yes, there are important things that happen immediately, but a great education has a lasting duration. And so it was a principle I was trying to articulate around that story. And there's a danger it becomes a sort of strapline rather than a lived reality. So there's the longevity, giving people things that make a difference for the rest of their lives. There's also the breadth, because education isn't just about educating somebody for an exam room, getting them into university, getting them into the workplace. Will they be happy at university? Will they have the resilience? Will they cope with the challenges that are very different to school? Will they be happy within their own family life? Do they have the things that really matter in life that make you not just employable, but that make you good at your job and make you happy in your job? And so the breadth, education for life, because life throws a lot at you, and the length. So to bring that to a heritage level, I think heritage are already doing so much of that, because it is educating the whole child. It is helping somebody to grow in their resilience by giving them proper challenges, by giving them challenges academically through expeditions, or giving them challenges actually through school trips, or giving them the opportunity to do some of the extracurricular activity. All of those are really good for you. Also by the experiential learning in itself, by allowing you to struggle, allowing you to find things difficult, allowing you to fail, which is a word that parents hate in education, but actually is really important. So preparing people for the inevitable challenges of life by giving them practice in a safe environment, by helping them develop the interpersonal skills that mean that they are good citizens, that they care about each other, and they have positive impact on their community. Rather than education being a selfish thing, it's a communal thing. It's preparing somebody to be part of a wider society. So all of those, I sense, are already here, and that whilst enhancing the academic delivery and whilst enhancing the tangible outcomes, I hope the intangible outcomes, I hope that people in 30 years' time will say, oh, that really was a great education, because it's still paying dividends.
Right, sure, absolutely. Chris, that's education for life, and how do you think that can dovetail into heritage experiential schools?
I think the first part of that is the experiential again, because life is experiential. It's more important ultimately to know how to make ratatouille than to know how to spell it.
Yeah.
And so learning is about doing, not just about theory. And the experience is very important there. And so education for life has that sense of the skills that you need to cope with the challenges of life. And so through school, through what Heritage offer young people, the challenges of the classroom, the challenges outside the classroom, the opportunity to learn through mistakes, to learn through failure, a word that people often don't like in schools, but that is the most important part. Actually, we learn more from our mistakes very often than from when we get things right first time. Therefore, the education at Heritage is a chance for people to begin to develop those character traits in a communal setting, because that's the other important thing. We're trying to help young people become citizens of a wider society. It's not education for selfish personal benefit. Of course you benefit, but you benefit and you have the opportunity to take that benefit to your community, to your family, to your country perhaps, as a leader on a wider stage. So the education is an education which gives you skills which are learned in a communal environment by doing things, and can therefore be applied in the workplace, in university, and in the wider world.
I see. Chris, we have been discussing one of the most important priorities here at Heritage is student well-being. What are your views on promoting well-being, pastoral care, and enhancing mental wellness?
I think the single most important thing is the fact that we're talking about it. And this is not a conversation we would have had 10 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. And the fact that Heritage schools talk about it is the most important thing of all. Being a talking school, being an environment where it's okay to admit that you're not okay, where it's okay to seek support, because that then becomes an open conversation. And we all know as adults we're not 100% every day. And acknowledging that and realizing that there are ways to help ourselves. So there are formal interventions that you can do when somebody is struggling. But much more importantly than that, you can actually put things in place that promote well-being and promote wellness. And so I know there's mindfulness, for example, is part of that. There are many ways in which you can, within a school, help promote positive, healthy habits, physical education, wellness in your body as well as wellness in your mind. Therefore, all of those things which are part of a healthy school life go towards promoting really strong well-being, but acknowledging that it won't be perfect the whole time, and acknowledging that when it isn't perfect, you can talk to people, having trusted adults amongst your teachers, having trusted peers who will encourage you to have these conversations and to share them. A problem shared is a problem halved, and so being a talking school, and the fact we're talking is where I began and where I would finish.
Sure.